talking to Sam Collins, York City manager, ahead of the FA Trophy tie at Kidderminster. First of all, Sam, let's briefly, hopefully, look back at Saturday's defeat at Altrincham, where I got the feeling you felt as though you'd been let down by some of your players.
Yeah, I did. I just didn't see that coming. I think that was probably, like, thinking back, even now, you know, after Saturday's performance, I know obviously we lost the game, but you were there, you know, generally it was a good performance against a team at a good level, and we took a lot of positives from that. And then obviously we went into Tuesday's game, and not just myself, but everyone felt, you know, there's a good feel to this, and we played some good stuff. The new players did well, and to be totally honest, I didn't see that coming on Saturday. Thinking back about, like, obviously some of the new lads, thinking about like Joe Davis, Alex Bray, who'd not played a lot of football prior to that game. If I had changed the team, everyone would have thought I was mad, you know. But you're thinking back and you think, could I have done this, could I have done that? But you couldn't change the team. They'd earned the right to play again. I know we spoke before about consistency in terms of the team, and I thought if there's ever a game to go with the same one, it was that one. And then just after the game, I was really disappointed, frustrated. I felt like you just said about being let down a little bit, because I didn't really see that coming. I didn't see it coming at all. And then just obviously trying to break it down and think about why, and like some of the players were saying after the game about the club being stuck in a rut and stuff like that. But for me, it's all just excuses. Just go and do it. That's what I said. I said like the players spoke about. Over the last 2 or 3 years, there's been 80 players here and things like that, and different managers, and I kind of said, well, why can't we be the ones that change it? You know, I watch you every day, and I go into every game on a Saturday, and after watching the opposition and think, you know, I fancy us today. I fancy us today. They can do it. You know, at times they've proved they can do it, but we have to do it on a regular basis, and that's probably the key thing.
I think for many of us who've watched York City for especially these last 2 or 3 years, we always have in the back of our head after a good performance. Yeah. There's always been a letdown with these players.
Yeah, and that's what we've got to get away from. You know, that just can't be right. It can't be right. There's enough experience in there. There's enough know-how in there. As players have been around long enough to know. Is that the reason why some maybe have been playing at this level for a long time, because they can't do it every week? If that's the case, you've got a problem. You know, the ones that can't do it every week, they're no good to me. I need as many as possible that can do it on a consistent basis, and every now and again you will get a poor performance and a poor result, but we need to find some level of consistency, because if we can do that, we've proved we're a match for anyone. You go back to the Chester game, they're absolutely flying. You come away from that game thinking, how have we not won the game? So there you go, there's your proof you can do it. But we have to go and do it all the time.
And with that in mind, we know that Tom Allen went and loaned to Alverton last week. You able to get anyone else out on loan or permanently?
Alex Kempster's, I'm pretty certain that's going to go through. He's going to go out on loan. I don't want to really say the club until it's confirmed by ourselves, but I think that's pretty much done. Probably the same as Tom, really. I think it's important for them. They go and play games. Obviously Alex Bray's come in and done well, and I know obviously Saturday he probably weren't as good as he was on the Tuesday, but I think in the circumstances maybe it's a little bit because of the lack of football he's had prior to coming, but we've seen little signs, you know, of the talent that he is, and that makes it difficult for Kempster. Joe Davis has come in, Kennedy Diggy's come in, and I thought generally they've both done quite well. So it's another one, you know, it's difficult for Tom to get in. I mean, we've got 7 centre backs here who were all kind of senior ones as well, you know, so it's not really fair on them, and it's not really good for the group when you've got too many.
Kempster loan for how long, do you know?
I think probably it'll be till January, yeah, just to get a good run of games and get some confidence, consistency, because he obviously, when I first started doing this, he was injured, and then we had a good run of, I don't know, 12 games, whatever it was, and obviously since then we've brought a couple of new players in as well, Lewis Hawkins, like I say, Alex Bray. So he's found himself down the pecking order a little bit, and he needs to go out and play, and hopefully then when he comes back we benefit because of that.
How hard are decisions are going to be for you to name your 11 on Saturday? We know the 2 lads from Kidderminster, Ironside and Digi can't play, but the others, as we said, didn't perform last week. So how hard or how easy is it for you to name your starting 11 this weekend?
Well, what we spoke about this week is that we need a reaction on the training pitch. To be fair, Yesterday we had a really good day, and we had a reserve game here against Sheffield Wednesday, and all the ones that are in and around it or on the fringes of it, they've given me a big headache, in terms of what I saw yesterday. We won the game 3-2. They had Sam Hutchison playing, George Boyd played, I'm not sure what the lad's first name is, but Abdi, the lad who was at Watford, I mean, they were saying that they're on 35 grand a week, these lads, if you're watching the game, you'd have thought it was some of ours. Macaulay Langstaff got a couple of goals, Alex Harris did really well. I think with Alex, when he first came to us, he'd not had pretty similar to what we're saying about Joe Davis and Alex Bray about not having a lot of football before they came, and he was in that same boat, and he's come in, did really well, and I think he went a little bit flat because of a lot of games close together from what he'd done previous to that. So we've given him a little breather, and then played yesterday, and I just thought, yeah, he's back now, he's good to go again. So he's someone who's in my mind for Saturday, because one thing he is a talented lad, and he can create things for you, and that's probably thinking about Chester. That was that last little bit of quality I said about that to you, and then going back to Altrincham, he's probably one of them that can create things for you, because I didn't think we really created that much in and around the final third. So I've got a few headaches on Saturday in terms of that.
How important is the FA Trophy to you?
I want to win every single game. Go back to Saturday, it doesn't matter what game it is, even if it's training, I want all these little lads to be the same. You're here because you want to win football matches, you're not here to take part, and you're not here because it's a Sunday morning and you're having a laugh with your mates after you've been out on a Saturday night and you're having a run around to get rid of your hangover. I want to win every single game. This is my job, this is their job, and we have to go out there and put in performances and win games. So whether it's the FA Trophy, whether it's the FA Cup, don't matter what it is, I want us to keep winning.
I know you'll be well briefed on Kidderminster, but I'm sure the Kidderminster management team will be talking to Russ Penn about York City. Have you been able to speak to Digi and Ironside about Kidderminster?
Yeah, well, I spoke to them, yesterday, and just said, what do you think? And they said, well, we're not sure what they'll do. I know pretty much most of this season they've played 3-5-2. I think they played a diamond on last week, and obviously they've lost the game as well, so it's probably quite a difficult game for both teams to actually weigh up what the other one's going to do, But if I'm being totally honest, I think this is one of them games where I don't really want to put too much information into the players. I just want it to be about us, and I want it for us to be the ones who go out and try and dominate the game and go and, like I said, this game that we had yesterday against Sheffield Wednesday, what our lads did was just go and close down, work hard. The two young kids who played against Northallerton played again yesterday, and they just go and close people down and work hard, and that's how we get the foothold in the game. And that's kind of where we've got to be on Saturday. I'm expecting us to go and work our socks off and get through this little bad run by doing that. That's how you get out of it. Don't come about through tricks or step overs or fancy little bits of play. You get your form back by hard work, and this is what we've got to do.
You got Joe Tate back as well.
Yeah.
This weekend. Does he come straight back into your starting 11?
Well, it's good to have him back. He's a good lad, really good character, really good around the group. So obviously after Saturday, then probably a couple of days initially after that, where it can get a little bit flat because everyone's frustrated and disappointed, he's the type of character that you need. He played half a game yesterday and did well, and he's trained well. So we've got a headache obviously with that one. Hamza Ben Sherif played yesterday and did well as well. So it's there for everyone now. There's probably not many players in that group that could say, I deserve to play week in and week out. So the challenge is for them, how much do you want to play on Saturday, and when you do play, make sure you stay in the team and you do well. I said to you after, we probably only had 2 or 3 players that could say on the day that they've done themselves justice. We need to be up and around 8 or 9 players, and that's every time you play.
Any injuries?
No, everyone's fine. Everyone's fine. So we've got another couple of days now before obviously the game comes around. So got to try and get the team right, and then go out and put in a really good performance. That's what I want.
If you don't get a result tomorrow, you could obviously have a replay on Tuesday night. If you get knocked out, you're going to be left with a free weekend and a couple of weeks when you're kicking your heels really in the middle of December, which is not really what you want at that time.
No, we don't want that at all. We wanted to stay in the FA Cup as well. We wanted the same thing. We wanted to win every game. So we want to try and get, if we can do it on Saturday and get through, great. If we have to come back to a replay, then and we get through that way, if that's what we have to do, we have to do it. We've got a big enough squad here to deal with that, so there's no issues with that at all.
And there's lots of players here who know what benefits the FA Trophy can bring and the days out they've had at Wembley.
Yeah. Well, there's a few of them been through it before, and obviously when they won it, I was actually at the game when they won it. I was with my son and got on like a day out and we got tickets through. It was like a grassroots kind of scheme, and I really enjoyed it. I can't remember how many York fans were there on the day, but they were well backed, you know. Seeing Gary Mills at the end when he's going into the corner celebrating with the fans, you know, and that's what you want. Does anyone like getting stick off fans when you lose or make a bad pass? No. Does everyone want fans to like you? Of course I do. Do I want them to like me? Of course I do. But it all comes about through winning games and working hard. Are they working hard enough? Yes, they are. Am I working hard enough? Yeah, I am. But we have to go out and win games.
Brilliant. Thank you.
You mentioned the two young lads, Sam, you mentioned against Wednesdays in Northallerton. Are you able to say who they are and how close they are to the first game?
Well, young Reece Harrison, he was on the bench at Swindon. Look, he's getting to a point now where he's starting to put some of the senior ones under some real proper pressure in terms of every time he trains with us, every time he plays in a game for us, he's standing out a million miles. And then there's young Archie Whitfield as well, who travelled with us to Swindon. He was the one who missed out. They're both in the same boat, and they do the things that I want everyone to do. They have this attitude where they want to go and work hard, and they're brave and they're fearless, and that's kind of where they're in my head all the time, because I'm thinking they need to be with me all the time and being in and around the first team, because when they do, they don't hide, they're excelling and they're getting better because of it.
Yeah, what positions they play?
Both centre midfield players. Yeah. But they're only first year scholars. Yeah, the one, I think Reece Harrison just turned 17, and Archie might even still be 16. So obviously the lads I know because I had them.
Yeah, wouldn't put you off 16. I mean, it's awfully young, isn't it? But if you
no. If they keep doing what they're doing, if I have to put them in front of a 32-year-old because they are, I'll do that. I've always done that, and I'll do it again because it's good. It's good. They deserve it because of what they're doing, and if it keeps the other ones on the toes, so be it.